Welcome, everyone, to English Off the Page, the podcast that helps you learn English through everyday conversations. I'm your host, Leona.
And I'm James. It's wonderful to be back with you all.
Today, we have a really delicious topic. We're talking about food.
My absolute favorite subject. I'm already getting hungry.
Me too. Specifically, we're discussing the challenges and joys of learning to cook a new cuisine. So, not just eating food from another country, but actually making it yourself in your own kitchen.
Right, it sounds simple, but it can be quite an adventure, can't it? Have you been on one of these cooking adventures recently, Leona?
I have. I've been trying to learn how to make proper Italian food. I went to Italy a few years ago and the food was just incredible. So fresh and simple. So I wanted to bring that feeling into my own home.
Oh, I can imagine. I've had my own cooking adventures, or maybe I should call them misadventures. A misadventure is an adventure that goes wrong, by the way.
A perfect word for it. Well, my first attempts at Italian cooking were definitely misadventures. So let's start there with the challenges. James, tell me about your Thai food disaster.
Okay, so I decided I was going to make Thai green curry. I love it so much when I eat out, and I thought, how hard can it be?
Right. Famous last words.
Exactly. The first problem was the recipe. I found one online, and just reading the list of ingredients was intimidating. Intimidating means it makes you feel nervous or scared.
I know what you mean.
I was looking at this list: galangal, kaffir lime leaves, shrimp paste, fish sauce. I had heard of fish sauce, but the others, I had no idea what they were or where to find them.
That's a huge challenge. Just the shopping. It can take hours when you're starting out.
It really did. I went to a big supermarket and I spent maybe 45 minutes just in the international food aisle, staring at jars and feeling completely overwhelmed. I couldn't find galangal, so I just bought regular ginger. I thought, it's a substitute, it's close enough, right?
The dangerous game of substitutions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it really doesn't.
It really didn't. Then there was the recipe language itself. It said to bruise the lemongrass. I had no idea what that meant. I literally tried to poke it with a fork to give it some bruises.
Oh no! For our listeners, to bruise lemongrass means to hit it with something hard like the back of a knife to release all the flavor and aroma.
Exactly. I didn't know that, so my curry ended up with these hard, woody sticks of lemongrass in it. The final result was a disaster. It was watery, not spicy, the chicken was tough, and it tasted strange, not like authentic Thai curry at all.
That's so disappointing after all that effort. I had a similar experience with Italian gnocchi. They are supposed to be light, fluffy pillows of potato.
I love good gnocchi.
Well, you would not have loved mine. They were more like small, heavy rocks. The texture was all wrong. They were dense and gummy. And like you, it was about the technique. The recipe said do not overwork the dough, but as a beginner, I didn't know when to stop.
That makes sense. It's one thing to read it, but another to feel it. So, what did you do with the gnocchi raw?
I was so frustrated, I honestly threw them in the bin. I just ordered a pizza instead. But you served your curry to friends, didn't you?
I did. I was too proud to admit defeat. They were very polite. They said things like, oh, this is interesting, and it has a very unique flavor.
The classic signs of people being too nice to say they don't like it.
Totally. Nobody asked for more. It's a terrible feeling. You put in hours of work and it just doesn't work out. It can really make you want to give up completely.
It really can. But clearly, we didn't give up, so let's talk about the other side of this, the joys. What made you try again after that interesting curry, James?
Well, I'm stubborn, and I just love Thai food so much I was determined to get it right. So a few weeks later, I decided to try again. But this time, I did something different. I went online and found a video of a Thai chef making the exact same curry.
A video. That's such a great idea. A game changer.
It changed everything. I could see how she prepared the ingredients. I saw her bash the lemongrass with her knife. I could see what the curry paste was supposed to look like, how thick the coconut milk should be. It answered all the questions the written recipe created.
It fills in all the gaps.
Exactly. And the second time I made it, it was a completely different experience. As soon as the spices hit the hot pan, the aroma, which is the smell, was incredible. My whole kitchen smelled like a Thai restaurant.
That's when you know you're on the right track.
Yes, and when I tasted it, it was amazing. It had the heat, the sweetness, the saltiness, all the complex flavors. It actually tasted like green curry. The feeling of accomplishment was just immense.
I know that feeling. After the gnocchi disaster, I almost gave up on fresh pasta. But then I tried a simpler recipe, cacio e pepe. It's just pasta, cheese, and pepper.
Sounds easy enough. How could that go wrong?
Oh, it can. The technique is very tricky. You use the hot pasta water to melt the cheese into a creamy sauce. If the water's too hot, the cheese becomes a clumpy mess. I failed twice, but the third time, it was magical.
Magical pasta. I like that.
It was. The sauce was perfect, smooth and creamy, cleaned every piece of spaghetti, and the taste was just so pure and authentic. In that moment, I felt so proud. It wasn't just about making food, it was about connecting with the culture.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Cooking another cuisine connects you to that place. It's a way to travel without leaving your kitchen. It opens up a whole new world. Since learning that curry, I've tried making pad thai and tom yum soup. It gives you the confidence to explore more.
It does, and you appreciate the food so much more when you eat it in a restaurant because you understand the skill and effort that goes into it. The joy is in the process, the learning, and finally, the satisfaction of creating something delicious with your own hands.
Definitely, and even more, the joy of sharing it. The second time I made the curry, I invited the same friends over. They were probably nervous, but their faces when they tasted it, they were so impressed. That was the best feeling.
That really is the best, isn't it? Seeing people enjoy something you've made, it's like you're sharing a piece of yourself, not just a meal. Redemption. So, based on our experiences, our misadventures, and our successes, what tips can we give to our listeners who want to try cooking a new cuisine?
Okay, I have a few. My number one tip is what I learned the hard way. Watch a video.
Yes, absolutely. 1,000 times yes. Don't just read a recipe. Seeing someone do it is so much more helpful, especially for new techniques. You can see the texture, the color, the consistency.
My second tip is start simple. Don't pick the most famous, most complicated dish on your first try. Every cuisine has simple, everyday dishes. Maybe start with a simple soup, or a salad, or a stir fry. Choose a recipe with fewer than 10 ingredients.
That's great advice. Build your confidence. My tip is read the entire recipe from start to finish before you even buy the ingredients.
Oh, 100%.
So many times I've started cooking only to find out halfway through that something needed to marinate for 4 hours or that I need a special piece of equipment I don't have. Reading it all first prevents surprises.
And it helps you prepare. Do what chefs call mise en place, a French term meaning everything in its place. Chop all your vegetables, measure all your spices, and get everything ready before you turn on the heat. It makes the actual cooking so much calmer and more fun.
Yes, a calm cook is a happy cook. And what about ingredients? If you can, try to find a specialty grocery store for that cuisine, like an Asian market or an Italian deli. The ingredients will be more authentic, and often the staff are very knowledgeable and can give you great advice.
That's a fantastic tip. And my last one is a mindset tip. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The gnocchi rocks and the woody curry, they weren't failures, they were learning experiences.
Exactly. Every mistake teaches you something important for the next time you cook. And honestly, it makes for a much better story later.
It really does. So, to summarize, watch videos, start simple, read the recipe first, prepare everything, and embrace your mistake.
Those are fantastic tips. All this talk about sharing food reminds me. What's the most memorable meal you've ever cooked for someone, James? Something that really stands out.
That's a great question. It's funny, it's not the most technically perfect thing I ever made, but it's the one that means the most to me. It was a few years ago. My best friend from university, Mark, was going through a really tough time. He'd lost his job and was feeling very down. I remember he always used to talk about his grandmother's beef stew, how it was his favorite comfort food as a child. So I made the effort to create a dish that was something like a nice beef stew to make Mark feel better. As it happens, everything worked out well, and the stew was great. Mark perked up and was a little bit happier because of my effort.
That is amazing. Well done, you. We really encourage all of our listeners to pick a country whose food you love and find a simple beginner recipe to start with this week.
And please let us know how it goes. You can always reach out to us on our social media channels. We'd love to see pictures of your cooking successes and maybe even your funny failure.
Yes, please do. That's all the time we have for today on English Off the Page. We hope you enjoyed our chat and learned some new vocabulary along the way.
Join us next time when we'll be talking about a very different topic, the challenges and joys of learning to play a musical instrument.
Ooh, another great topic. I have some misadventures to share about that too. Until then, happy cooking and goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.